They had already lowered the mood before they lowered the casket. The sky hung heavy, like it too had come to mourn. A thin drizzle tapped softly on Umbrella's black navy, a few borrowed ones that didn't quite match the weight of the moment. The tent was full, but not full enough for a man who once believed he mattered. His name was Daniel. Or at least that was the name written on the white coffin at the front. One by one, they stood to speak. "My brother was a kind man," said a cousin who hadn't called in years. "He was always there for people," added a friend who disappeared the moment Daniel lost his job. A woman in dark glasses sobbed loudly, though she had been the one who told him, "You're too much of a burden." Each word floated into the air like incense, sweet, heavy, and fake. And Daniel was there, standing just beyond the crowd, soaked not by rain but by realization. He listened. Every word, every praise, every tear that came a little too late. He watched how people shook their heads, whispering, he deserved better. And for a moment, he almost believed them, until he remembered the nights he ate alone, the messages that were never replied to, the calls that rang and rang until silence became louder than rejection. He remembered begging for presents, from people who only showed up for his absence. Another speaker stepped forward. "If only we knew what he was going through," the man said, voice trembling just enough to sound believable. That's when Daniel couldn't take it anymore. "Stop." The word didn't come from the stage. It came from the crowd. Heads turned, umbrellas shifted, and there he was standing, breathing, alive, a ghost interrupting his own funeral. Screams broke out, some dropped their phones. Others stepped back as if death had refused to do its job properly. But Daniel walked forward slowly, deliberately, until he stood beside his own coffin. He looked at it for a moment, then at them. "You all sound so kind," he began, his voice calm but trembling underneath. "So loving, so present." No one spoke. "You wish what you're saying is true?" he asked, scanning their faces one by one. "So do I." Silence tightened around them. "I wish you checked on me when I was alive the way you're talking about me now. I wish your tears came when I needed them, not when I can't feel them." A woman began to cry harder. This time it wasn't performance. "I was here," he continued, his voice cracking. "Alive, breathing, hoping, waiting. But none of you came." His eyes softened, not with anger, but with exhaustion. "And now you mourn me like I was something valuable." He paused. "I was." The rain grew heavier. "But you only realized it when you thought I was gone." No one could look him in the eye anymore. Daniel took a deep breath, stepping back slightly from the coffin. "I didn't come here to shame you," he said quietly. "I came here because I needed to hear it. Just once." He looked around again, his voice now barely above a whisper. "I just wish it was real." And with that, he turned, not toward the grave, but away from it, leaving behind the coffin, the lies, and a crowd of people finally confronted by the weight of their silence. And that day, no one remembered how the funeral ended, but everyone remembered the man who attended his own, and walked away from people who only learned to love him too late.